Audio Jungle.
We are here today, and we're very lucky to have a guy called Andre Peters, all the way from Australia, to make time for us here today. And I also want to say welcome, Andre Peters.
Thanks, Joey. It's good to
Yes.
be here.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, that's watching our channel for the first time, remember to subscribe and to click like, and we're looking forward to your comments. For those of you that don't know, here is another one of those guys that grew up in Galvindale. He grew up in Galvindale, and he went to Galvindale Primary School, and I think he went to Parkside High School. Is that correct, Andre?
Yeah, that's correct, Joey. My formative years, I think I went to Galvin Park Primary School in 71. There for about 3 years, and then after that, my parents moved to Parkside. My dad built a house in Parkside, and then I went to, obviously, to Parkside Primary. There from 70, I think it was 74 to 77. And then from 77, I think 78, then I went to Patterson High for my formal, obviously, my senior studies. Yeah.
Okay, so you say you went to Parkside. Do you know Auntie Penny?
Auntie Penny. It's been a while now, so.
Okay, do you know the Krugers?
Yes, I know the Krugers very well. Yep.
Yes, Garnet's mother and him.
Yes, I know them well, yeah. We used to go around there quite a bit and after school and, sit around, and Auntie Penny always used to give us cool drink to drink and that type of thing, and feed us after school and that. Yeah, no, they were actually, they stayed in the street, in Skipper Street. We were in Plaatje Street. So we did go past there on the way home. So it was really good, yeah.
Yes, okay. Now you see again, Garnet, I also interviewed Garnet at one stage as well. So, and then you played cricket and you played soccer as well. What did you like more, the cricket or the soccer?
I played hockey as well as a junior.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I represented Eastern Province at junior level, and I played senior hockey as well. Because obviously in the cricket we play hockey in the winter, and then in the summer we play cricket. So we stay together all year round. Basically, that's how the guys stay together. Yeah, I think I started my hockey career off with juniors at Lakeside Rovers, and then I went on to play after Lakeside I joined Alpha, and then through my junior career and seniors as well. I played a bit, I dabbled in a bit of soccer as well. I played for Saints. I started my soccer career at Saints. Saints, obviously, their roots come out of St. Thomas High School. That's where I think the club actually started. And,
yeah, Thomas. Oh, that's where Esau Prince and him went to school.
That's right, yeah, St. Thomas. And I sort of was I only started playing soccer later on in my career, I think I was in high school at the time, and I dabbled in a lot of different sports and that type of thing. We played squash at my father's at work at SA Breweries. My dad worked at SA Breweries. We played squash. Yeah, we used to go there on Friday nights after uni. We used to pop in there and play a game of squash. I played a lot of squashing with Cliffy Swartz. He was a good squash player and tennis player. So we basically, I grew up in a sporting family. My dad was a big influence in my life. He played cricket for Stardust. He played soccer for Paladins. He played rugby for, I think it was Easterns. My Uncle Arthur, he played cricket also for Stardust and Willow Moore, I think, from Fairview, in the Fairview days. My dad played with Morris Wilson and Neville Francis and for Stardust. That's why in my junior days I used to go and watch them at the Galvindale grounds. And that's where, I became very interested in cricket. And I think that's where in my formative years, I used to go down to the grounds, keep score for Stardust, help them put the mats out on the fields and put the markers out, and and I used to listen to good players like my cousin Bravo Jacobs. He's a good player, Bravo. My dad, Charlie Holy, Boy Volette, Neville Francis. I think those during those formative years in the 70s, Basil de Oliveira, I think he went on to play for England, a great player as well.
Yeah, that was the late 60s. We're actually doing a research on, we're trying to make a movie on how Basil de Oliveira actually started the sports boycott, because he got selected to play for England as captain of England, and then Aaron Verwoerd said no, we actually can't get him in. You can't come if he's going to be captain, and then that's when the sports boycott started. Speaking of which, that leads us into that right now, is that you guys, you played mostly SACB cricket, like sackbok cricket, because it was apartheid. And for people that don't know, and for people that's if you don't know this, then you haven't been on earth. But at the time, there was segregation in sports as well, and you guys played sackbok sports. And the apartheid government had their own sports. And at the time, the South Africa, we had all these rebel tours, Australia, England, West Indies. They came to South Africa and they played against our best team. But I don't think it was the best team, because you guys played Hawa Bow. Tell us about how, because you in your Hawa Bowl career, cricket career, like in the late 80s, early 90s, you were like one of the best players people used to speak about. Because I played for Ottomans, and people were like, yo, there's this guy from England, Eastern Province. His name is Andre Peters, and he can move the ball, and he can score so much runs. Tell us about that. Tell us about how you were one of the top run scorers in the Hawa Bowl. I think research tells us that it was in the 89-90 season where you had the most runs. Tell us about that season.
Look, I think with, like I said, my formative years, I never really got much coaching. We learned to play cricket in the street and that type of thing, with tennis balls and in the park and that type of thing. That's how I grew up, and watched my father play cricket and that type of thing. Through my senior schools. Yeah.
Just before you go any further, again, ladies and gentlemen, you heard what he said. He learned to play cricket in the street. So all the guys that I've interviewed so far have learned that craft from the street, and they went on to represent the country. Continue. I just wanted to put it out there to our viewers that it's very important to understand that the type of cricket you've learned is not necessarily coaching cricket, but it's cricket that will take you further. That's why the point that I was going to try and make there. But continue, Andre. Sorry about that.
So yeah, like I said, formative years, they learned to play cricket in the street. We used to have challenges and that type of things. One street versus the next street. We had big park cricket as well. One suburb playing against another suburb. We actually rolled up the park. We had cricket balls, and we got pads, and it was real like a real test match when we played one suburb against another suburb. It was really, we had our own score books, and it was we had the locals there, and it was like real full-on stuff. It was really good. And then I think when I went to Patterson High School, one of the best schools in Port Elizabeth from a sporting perspective and educational perspective. There I started to blossom in the early days. I think it was I started at Patterson at 77, 78 actually, and then in the 70s, early 80s, I played EP schools, the cricket. That's where I started, and then I went on to captain South African senior school side in the 80, I think it was 81, 82, and because I matriculated in 82, so it was 80, 81. And 81, 82, I captained South African cricket side, the school side. And then obviously from there, I started my senior career, I think 82, I made my EP debut at 18 year old. I think it was 82, 83. That was a Howard Bowl. We in Cape Town, I think it was in Cape Town at Rocklands, I think. I didn't have a good debut. I think I scored a duck and won because there was a green top and I was so scared. I was facing blokes like Vincent Barnes and Said Majid, and they were on the quickest, and it was that bouncing all over the place around your ears, and I was so scared. But anyway, it was.
Wait, before you continue, you're speaking about SA schools. At the time, I just need to again let people know it's not the Nuffield week at that time, and it wasn't the Kaya Machola week or the Coca-Cola week that we have right now. It was SA schools weeks that was a SAGB and Transvaal and schools from different colored schools from different areas in South Africa getting selected to make up. It wasn't the SA schools. So I just want people to keep that in mind, because as we'll find out later, it seemed that the people, the privileged people at the time, the UCB, before it was the UCB, they thought that those schools wasn't good enough to play against, or that school team wasn't good enough to play against the South African school team that they selected. And that is a pity. And that is, and up until to this day, guys like Ali Bacha and him don't want to recognize that. They don't want to go and say, look here, we made a mistake. There was apartheid. We can't say those players was better than the other players. You can't. There's no way you can. But continue, Andre. I'll get to that point later.
Yep, I made my debut, I think, for APCA. It was when the Howard Bowl competitions, 82, 83 in Cape Town, like I said. And then at the same, I think 82, I was selected for the first Sakos Festival in Cape Town in 82. Yes. But in that, they selected two sides, and I think I was 12th man for the rest of South Africa side. We played a game. I think it was against Turford Park. We played a game against the Sakos side. That was the South African Council of Sport. We had like a official Olympics. That was Olympics. I think there was.
Yes, I remember that same tournament. That same tournament, Wade van Niekerk's mother was actually the captain of the South African hockey team.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I remember those days. And that was the early 80s. That was just before the boycotts.
82, and then, yeah, that was the first. I think it was the first Sakos Festival. 82.
Yeah. Yes, and
it was a massive occasion. It was a big occasion. Yeah, it was really a great occasion. Very, very moving occasion. Yeah. It was a really big occasion for all the non-racial sportsmen,
Yeah, I remember in our house, in our community, that was a huge thing. It was a very huge thing. And of the sporting heroes that my brother, because you and my brother, you're the same age. So that it was a huge thing for them, that it could have been organized in such a professional way.
That's right.
Who was your sporting heroes growing up?
Growing up, it was like my cousin Bravo Jacobs. He was a great player. I watched Morris Wilson and Nats, Neville Francis. They were good players. When I first made my debut for Eastern Province, Jeff Franz, Stephen Dry, these guys, they'd been Kaya Majola, the late Kaya Majola. They're good men. And I learned a lot of cricket from them because I was one of the younger blokes coming into the Eastern Province setup at the time. Harun Logard as well. I played with Harun Logard, Jainuddin Sandon, Gad Kadampi. As good players. Fahmi Abrams, good wicket keeper. I thought he could have played for South Africa. He was a great wicket keeper. And yeah, these are the guys I really learned a lot of cricket from. And I know at the time, the late Mike Stallenberg was our manager, a very good motivator. He really instilled a lot of confidence in the players. And I think that made us really strong mentally, under circumstances. And it was really, we were really we were really tight unit. Our EP side was really tight unit, and I think we won the Howard Bowl for the first time. I think 85, 86 we won the Howard Bowl.
That's the
We
same.
had a really good side. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's more or less the same that EP also had a gun side. The white EP side had like Kepler Vessels and Philip M and Mark Rushmere and yeah, those Rod McGurdy and Richard Maguire and Tim Shaw. Tim Shaw.
Yeah, that's it. Rob Armitage, guys. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
more or less. How did you play with Mr. Simon? Claude,
No,
Simon.
no, Mr. Simon. I think if I look back, I started playing cricket at Patterson High. We had a team, the cricket team, and then I moved after I matriculated. I moved to Albany, I think it was, and then when I was studying at the Technicon, I obviously had to play for all grade Technicon, and so I spent 2 years there, and then I went to Galvindale. I think it was Galvindale. I think it was 85, 86, I think 86, 87. I think I joined Galvindale, and then I played at Galvindale until I left for Australia. Yeah, I think up to 1999, 2000. Yeah, then I came to Australia in 2000.
No,
so that was my cricket, the clubs I played for in the time. And I can remember also in the 80s, I think it was 86, we won after we won the Howard Bowl. Then we went to Lenasia to play against the rest of South Africa and Lenasia.
I know that game. I know that game at the Varacha Stadium.
That's it. Yes.
At the Varacha Stadium, and it was like a 2-day, a 2.5 day game or something like that.
That's in Lenasia. Yeah.
Yes, at the Varacha Stadium. Like that picture behind you. That picture behind you there. I can tell you now that is like Hussein Manak and Jack Manak and Yasin Beg and Imran Munshi. Yeah,
that is the last SACB team before Unity.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that team. So that specific team also played a game in Border.
That's that. We played, I think that was in
89.
We played two 1-days, ODIs in East London. I think it was in
89.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. That's it, yeah. That's it, yeah.
The 89-90 season, because the next season, South Africa then went to India.
91, yeah.
91. So they went to India.
That was a big disappointment in my life also.
Yeah, no, you're gonna speak about it. We're gonna speak about it because I think they took Faik Davids and Hussein Manak.
And Yasin Beg.
And Yasin Beg, the wicket keeper.
Yes,
oh, that was the World Cup team. So the World Cup team.
91, the first tour to England. To India. 91.
Yeah, 91. So they took those players, and then they told you, Andre, you're also gonna come. Don't worry, you're gonna come.
Yes.
Krish Makadic was.
I never forget. I went to the late Dr. Urban Tobias.
Yes.
And I was excited because I told my father, and he took me down to Irvin. I had to get my inoculations. And Irvin said, I'm so excited for her. And I got my inoculations. I went home. I started packing my bags, and then only to be told at the 11th hour, sorry, there's a change of plan. I was really disappointed.
Yeah, and that's what they used to do back then. I'm just going to give you context, ladies and gentlemen. So the Howard Bowl was the 4-day competition, or the 5-day first-class cricket that we played as non-white people. And South Africa then got readmitted into international cricket in 1991. And the first tour was to India. And that was called the Friendship Tour. And it was Clive Rice and Jimmy Cook and Henry Fotheringham. They were, at the time, the South African team. But it was unification now. So now, again, again, and it's still frustrating up until to this day that they still take us for doerser by saying something and then they're doing totally the opposite. So what happened was there was guys that was selected that was going to India. Those guys, if I can remember, was Hussein Manak, it was Faik Davids, and it was Yasin Beg. And then they told Andre Peters, who I'm having the interview with now, as well, that he's going to come, but he didn't come. And that's why he's so heartbroken. So I want to know, what was the process? How did it come about that you're not going to come?
I was actually, I wasn't actually like told why not. It was just said that they chose to take Yasin Beg instead of me. That was the only explanation I was given. And despite my record at the time, I think I had one of the best records at the time. And I thought, like they decided to take a wicketkeeper. I mean, really, and instead of a batsman. I mean, we would have just been there as observers in any case, but yeah, to gain experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a big disappointment in my life, honestly. To be honest with you.
You're not the first guy. You're not the first guy to speak about disappointments like that. And guys, I can tell you now, the backdrop of that was, if there wasn't racism, if it wasn't for apartheid, guys like Andre would have played. And I can tell you, since then, guys like Ashel Prince and Robin Peterson, and they actually proved that guys like Andre should have played back then. But that's a story for another day. Coming back to you, Andre. So then, what happened after that? Because I know lots of guys that I know personally that were so demotivated by the structures that still kept out non-white sports, and up until today, they still try and keep out. The non-white people in cricket specifically.
Yeah, look, it was very frustrating. After unity, obviously, there was everybody was united, and the Eastern Province side was selected. There was B side, obviously, and you had to make your way, obviously, from the B side into the A side. At the time, obviously, EP had a really strong side, like the Rashmirs, the Ams, Kepler, and these guys, Dave Callan, and I mean, even the B side was a real strong side, like Paul Raymond, Barry van der Vyver, Piet Tallis, Neil Johnson, Ross Veenstra, all these guys, top guys, so it was really strong B side even, and I mean, I had good seasons in the B side, and I scored lots of runs in the B side, but I never got the opportunity, and that was like really frustrating as well, I recall lots. There were times when you'd monitor certain guys in the senior side, and they're not getting runs in it, but they were given extended periods to, despite you scoring runs, you were never given that opportunity. It was very frustrating.
It's still like that. It's still like that. Up until at least 2 seasons ago, it's still like that. I don't think that's ever going to change. I think that it's a subconscious thing that people think if you're from a certain area, from a certain race, a certain skin color, you don't deserve the same chance as a white bra. It's unfortunately just like that. And people might comment and say that's a racist thing, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. In any case,
I can tell you one thing also. Some of the, like with the B games and that, we used to play away, obviously Free State and Cape Town and that. And you could never like settle in a particular spot. You always moved up or down the order, right? Depending on the situation of the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if there was a green top, they push you up the order. If it was a good wicket, they put you down the order, because of the situation, the conditions. And And if it was favorable for certain batsmen, then they would go up the order. If it wasn't favorable, they push you up the order, you know. And despite all of that, I thought I still had an exemplary career in the B side and that type of thing. And like I said, you know, weren't afforded opportunity, you know. And then, you know, I mean, like you said earlier on as well, guys like Ashwell, they had to move from PE to make a name for themselves. They had to go to Cape Town, and Robin, they had all go to Cape Town because there were no opportunities. Yeah, you know.
So here's the thing. So you spoke about Mr. Simon earlier. What type of influence do you think he had on Galvindale?
Mr. Simon was a huge influence to the Galvindale Cricket Club and the community as a whole. Well-respected man. You know, I think he instilled a lot of discipline into the guys. He was at every game. He was a good administrator. I think one of the best administrators I've ever seen. He could run a club on his own, basically. He did everything, you know. And strangely enough, he never had a car. He never owned a car. He walked all over the place. You know, he'll walk to the games. He'll walk to the meetings. He'll walk to practice and walk home. He didn't want lifts and that type of thing. It was just weird, you know. But that's what he enjoyed, you know. And he was very a good inspirational person in my career. A very knowledgeable man. You know, taught me a lot of discipline and that type of thing, you know. And there's not many, like today is very sad when you see clubs today, you know, you don't find that type of people around much anymore, you know, and, you know, that will put their heart and soul into a thing. And, you know, despite the other activities, and, you know, I think he was a teacher, Mr. Simon, good teacher at Galvindale High School. I think he taught there, but he was very passionate about the sport and developing juniors. And I think, you know, today, it's sad sometimes. I might be off the point, but it's sad when I come on holiday to South Africa and I see the state of the pitches still, and I look at the scores in the club games. I look at the schools. There's no cricket for the guys and the children anymore. You know, it's just very sad.
So I want to see, you see, so what you said is, and what everybody that I interviewed said, that there was some sort of structure, some sort of foundation that guys like Mr. Simon and him laid for guys that came afterwards. Unfortunately, right now, as you can see, that's gone. There's no structure like that anymore. And I have my own reasons why it's not happening, and I won't, and I don't want to ask you your reasons, but safe to say that at your time when you were growing up, there was discipline, there was morals, there was pride, there was hard work. You had to do certain things for you to get to where you want to get, even though you've been mistreated and even though you were unlucky in terms of. Yeah, we spoke about how the community isn't as strong and isn't as there's no leaders in the community right now as if we go back there now in Galvindale. What do you think that is? What do you think why that is?
Look, I think at the end of the day, the way we were brought up by our parents, we were very disciplined. You know, we showed a lot of respect for our elders and for people. And I think today that has gone out of the window. The way we grow up at home, the way we respect people, our neighbors and that type of thing, I think that's just gone out of the window, you know. And I think that's what made me the person I am today, because of that respect and the way I was brought up, and you know, listening to people, listening to advice, taking advice from anybody. You know, they say you can take advice from anybody. You know, I remember, like, my father always used to tell me, there can be a drunk bloke on the street. You know, he can tell you something. Listen to him. He could have a good point, you know. And I remember one day I was walking past the shop, and a guy like stood outside the shop, and he told me, "Hey, I was reading the Herald, and I see you scored runs again this weekend. Well done, you know." But he was just like a vagrant, man. But he had his Herald there. And he said, "I've been following your career every Monday. I buy the Herald, and I follow your career. And I didn't even know the bloke from Adam or Eve." You know?
That's the other thing. The other thing, when I was speaking to Dane Clay, the soccer player, he was saying how people know you, how people, you think you're not making a difference, but you making a huge difference because people aspire to be like you if you're from Govendale and from those areas. And he was saying that when he didn't get selected for South Africa's Bafana Bafana team, aunties used to come to him and say to him, "Nah, man, they were supposed to select you and stuff." And then you don't know that. And it seems to me in this cancel culture, wokeness, people don't have that spirit anymore. They don't want to see somebody else do good anymore.
I think you know, you started to think to yourself that you're not good enough. You know, when you didn't get opportunities, you started to think like, "Am I really good enough, or can't I play?" You know, that doubt used to go through your mind. You know, but you know, I think I mean, if I look at the conditions we grew up in, our pitches, our facilities, it wasn't the best. You know. And I think a lot of our statistics could have been much better if we had better conditions, you know. But we still persevered throughout that, through the struggle. We call it the struggle. We still persevered, you know. And I think that made us a lot stronger as human beings. And even like through the EP, through the Howard Bowl days and that. You know, the administrators like Yusuf Logard and Ronnie Pillay, these guys, they used to make food for us and bring it to the grounds. They used to drive us around. They used to provide everything for us. The amount of little Tunky used to take us in taxis to, you know, to Joburg and Durban. And, you know, those were great days. You know, there was no flights and that type of thing. Great days. And, you know, the amount of, sometimes I think I should have kept notes of all these things, because I could have written a book about this, you know, my career and that type of thing, and some of the experiences that we went through, unbelievable experiences, you know. And
we're trying to do a documentary on it. We're trying to do hopefully on it. Yeah, we're doing a documentary on Mr. Simon specifically. But what you were just saying now is the goodwill that other people had for you guys, and the goodwill that was, and nobody expected anything in return. They did it because they loved it.
That's right. That's right. And there wasn't finances readily available. You know, a lot of times players have to cough up. People had to, the parents had to cough up money out of their pockets. We never had big sponsors or anything like that. People did things for goodwill and things like that. You know, it was tough days, but it was good days. And we look forward to playing against each other, and we formed like good relationships. I still got good relationships with guys that are here in Australia, that like Stewie Hendricks, and there's a couple of guys here that have moved to Australia. Like we played against each other, still got good contact with the guys over in South Africa. You know, when the South African team comes over here, I catch up with the guys still. And Russell, I still very close contact with Russell Domingo. He's coaching Bangladesh at the moment.
I interviewed Russell. Yeah.
Okay. No, we still.
He was actually one of the first interviews I did. Russell. Yeah. And he had high words. He spoke highly about you, Russell. Like Russell and Hussein Manak, and they speak highly of you. They speak highly about how unlucky you were. You and Faik were very unlucky. Even Vinnie Barnes, you'll be like, yo, that guy could bat, my guy. That guy could bat.
And Vinnie was quicker. He was one of the quicker bowlers I faced. Yeah, but yeah, good bowler. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. No, lekker and Andre. Yes, it's so. Thank you so much for taking time out from Australia. How long have you been in Australia now?
I arrived in Australia January 2001. I've been playing cricket in Australia ever since. It's just this year I took time off to do a bit of studies. But I think I must have played about 133 games. It could be. Actually, I was the first player when I arrived in Australia. Nobody has ever done it before. I played in 4 consecutive grand finals in my first 4 years. We won 1, we lost 3. Nobody's ever done it. I was like a player coach, playing at the Turf 1 level, which is say equivalent to the Premier League in South Africa, and then you get a district league and then the state league. It's a pretty high turf competition, and then I did a bit of coaching for like the first 10, 15 years, and then I just played after that. I played up until the season before last. I said I took a bit of a break, but I'm going to go back and have 1 more final year, depending, obviously, if we're going to get back into the field, considering the circumstances now. Yeah. But I still I enjoy my game. I keep fit. I do a bit of running. I do my park run every Saturday morning.
Nice.
I've done over 120 park runs already.
Nice.
I go to the gym, eat healthy, try and stay fit, mate. Do a bit of cycling.
Yeah. 40-year-old. You look good for a 50-year-old there, my guy. For 55, wow, you're 56 this year, ne?
I turned 55 in April. Yeah.
Well, so wait, the other thing that I wanted to ask you is, throughout the years in your past, so since 2001, that's almost 19 years, almost 20 years next year. Who was the guys that you played against that was notable in Australia? Like, I remember when we were playing Premier League cricket, we used to play against Richard Sneal and Stephen Jack and even Daryl Cullinan sometimes. So who was the notables that you played against or with in Australia during that time?
I used to play against Darren Patterson. He played 1 test for England.
Darren Patterson, yeah.
His brother, James Patterson. I played.
Yeah, he's a bowler.
Played against James Patterson. Who else was there? A lot of guys.
It's in Melbourne now, right?
Yeah, in Melbourne. Yeah. Warren Ayres, played against him. He played a lot of state cricket for Victoria. Who else is there? Yeah.
Usman Khawaja.
No. He's in Brisbane.
Oh, he's in Brisbane.
Yeah, he's in Brisbane. Yeah, the Melburnians, mainly like.
And is it also can I ask you this? Hello, is there any non-white cricketers? My internet connection is unstable. Sorry, that was my internet connection.
Yeah, okay.
Is there any non-white guys that you've seen there coming through to Australia, in playing in your league there in Australia that might make it?
One year our club, when I think it was 2012, the club, because we get players come over here, the club sponsors players to come over here, right, through a season. So we got a couple of Sri Lankan guys to come play here. Some ex-cricketers, test cricketers that come play in our leagues. They get paid and they'll stay here. And I organized Clint Duplessis to come over to the club 1 year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he came over for 1 year. So and I was going to try and do something like that, like organize the guys to come over, but then there was a change in management at the club, and and we lost a few sponsors and that type of thing. So, and it's cheaper to get the guys from Sri Lanka because of the travel and that type of thing with South Africa, and it was a bit more expensive. But there's a lot of cricketers, Sri Lankans, that come over here to play during the winter. And a mate of mine, Steve Chapman, he runs a cricket academy here. He's from Durham. So he gets a lot of the English players to come over here during the summer to gain experience. A lot of them have gone to play for England as well. And I was trying to work on something like that, where I could get some South African promising guys over here and start an academy, but I put that on ice. That was, I was thinking of doing it in 2008, 9, but that's when the GFC hit, so I thought I put it on ice,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we can still do that. We can still do that. The legacy is still there. And that leads me specifically to the next question and our last question. Whatever you just said now, bearing that in mind, if you were an administrator at CSA, what would you do right now to try and spread the game to all the communities and bring some sort of stability within the CSA?
Obviously, I think, you know, your junior cricket is important, you know, and I don't think that's big enough emphasis gets put on junior grassroots cricket. Obviously, I think you need to get some sort of committee or group that can plow a lot of finance and development into, like, start at school level again, you know, really introduce that and drive that and foster proper academies, like, you know, in different areas, and you know, where you can actually you can follow and highlight, like, players that have got potential and that type of thing, and really nurture them through a system. You know, I don't know what systems are there at the moment, but I can say from you know, coming from the northern areas perspective, to be honest with you, I think Galvindale is doing an excellent job, right?
Yeah.
In what they're trying to achieve under difficult circumstances.
You see, the one thing, both Ashwell Prince and Robin Peterson, they coaches now, and both is nominated for Coach of the Year. Ashwell Prince at Western Province and Robin Peterson at Eastern Province.
Yep.
And both of them have said to me that although school cricket is where it started, club cricket still remains basically the bloodline, basically remains the seeds of creating a good cricket, cricket as well. But the problem is professionals in South Africa don't want to go play club cricket anymore. They get a contract and they're like, nah, I want to sit up this weekend, and I don't want to go play. Whereas in your guys' time, I remember specifically in Transvaal or in Gauteng, club cricket was so competitive, and now it's not anymore. Is it like that in Australia?
I remember when Baptiste played for Galvindale. That was he played about 4 or 5 seasons for Galvindale, and I learned a lot during Bap's time, because Bap was a real disciplinarian. He was a very well organized cricketer. He taught the guys at Galvindale a lot. You know, they used to get the Nigel Brouwers, Clint Duplessis, I think Ashwell Prince's brother Lloyd, he played at the time. We had a good side at the time. Russell Domingo played as well. And Bat taught us a lot. Junaid September, we had a good side at the time, you know. And we learned a lot from guys like Bat, you know.
Yeah, I actually interviewed Bap. As well from the West Indies. Yeah, you must watch that. I think it's tonight. I think the Bap's interview is going to be launched tonight. Yes, Andre Peters, thank you so much for taking time out here with us. We are honored. We are blessed. Again, ladies and gentlemen, a guy from Galvindale going through, had all these obstacles in front of him, used those obstacles as stepping stones. There was lots of disappointments. I can see, I can hear, I read about these disappointments. But what he said was the community spirit, the respect, and the way they were raised in Galvindale at that time got him to where he was right now. And that is the thing. That what I'm always after every interview, I'm always looking for that thing. Andre, maybe you can put it in words. What is that thing that people from Galvindale have that make them achieve more percentage-wise than anywhere else in the entire world?
I I reckon it's, like I said, where we grew up, how we were nurtured, the respect we showed to our parents, and obviously that is imparted throughout the generations. I think that's a real important thing, and I think a lot of that has gone out of the community now. That's why we have so much turmoil and we have so much things happening. I think it's very sad, actually. Sad. But like I said, respect is really important. And I learned a lot in my studies I'm doing now about leadership and how to conduct yourself, how to speak to people, how to treat people. And it's really important. Because they say the tongue is very important. You can create a lot of problems, and you can create a lot of hurt and things in various areas at work, in your family, and relationships, and that type of thing. I think it's really important that you're honest and sincere, and honesty and your integrity. I think that's really important. And the sad thing is, I think when I look back at a lot of things, is there wasn't a lot of that around in certain areas where people weren't really honest and to you. And I don't mind somebody tell me, listen, mate, you're not good enough, or listen, mate, we're dropping you because of this, that. Be honest with me, then I know what areas I need to work in. But don't tell me something and you're not being sincere and that type of thing. I don't like that. I'd rather tell me straight to my face this and that's it, and we work it out and I'll fix it up and that type of thing. And I think a lot of that has gone out of like people, and even like, it's sad to see like the state of affairs in EP cricket still up to date. When I come back, like, I was very disappointed. I came back last year, and I watched the game at St. George's Park, right? I played for South Africa, right? I know how the guys get treated in Cape Town. They get their own spot to sit, and that, when I know Beresford Williams, he's in Cape Town, he's in charge in Cape Town, and I know Barry, we play cricket together against each other, right? But I come to be, I need to like almost beg for a ticket to get to the ground, to get into the ground to watch a game, and you get put in a corner, like, you don't get treated like you expect to be treated. I mean, you played for South Africa. Do you understand what I'm saying? I look at these things, and I don't have any grudges, but I just think to myself, how do people remember you or honor you, and for what you did and that type of thing? Is this the way you get treated? But I don't carry any grudges and that in my heart and that type of thing. But I just think to myself, sometimes we need to put all our things behind us, and we need to just open our mind and look at. Sometimes when people forget about themselves, you need to look at the bigger picture, not yourself and yourself promotions and that type of thing. Look at the juniors. Look at the future. It's not about you, man.
No, lekker. I just wanted you said something that was very important there, and that was if you grow up with respect, integrity, discipline, like Bap used to say, and then nothing can stop you. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for Andre Peters. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And yeah, and if you like this interview, please go watch the other interviews. If you like us, please subscribe to the channel, and please comment on the interviews. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure speaking to you, Joey, and all the best for future interviews. And I will definitely catch up and watch some of the interviews again. It was nice meeting you, and enjoy the rest of your day, mate.
Audio Jungle.